And this is Home Dog. Home Dog? Why do you have a mustache? We are so glad to have you join us here in person, online, across Canada, or around the world.
At Success Builders, we are all about growing kids who are well-rounded in business, life, and God. Now let's get started. Let's stand up and go worship together.
I lived hard on the wire, hand in the fire for so long. But you showed me better, a new kind of love. It's ever the one that I want. I'm lifting you higher, higher. There's nothing that I'd rather do. A sweet elevation of praises. There's no one I love more than you. I never knew a love like this before. The kind of life that I cannot find on my own. I've seen the world, but I have never been so sure that I want your heart. God, I just wanna be where you are. Where you are. I just wanna be where your love, like nothing I've seen. My wildest of dreams don't come close, but I've never known better than living like this. I cannot resist you, Lord. I'm lifting you higher, higher. There's nothing that I'd rather do. A sweet elevation of praises. There's no one I love more than you. I never knew a love like this before. The kind of life that I cannot find on my own. I've seen the world, but I have never been so sure that I want your heart. God, I just wanna be where you are. Where you are. I just wanna be where you are. Where you are. I just wanna be where you are. Sing it out, kids. And after all this time, with you by my side, I can't imagine what it'd be like on my own. And I've made up my heart, this love is all I've got. You're the only one I know worth living for. A sweet elevation of praises. There's no one I love more than you. I never knew a love like this before. The kind of life that I cannot find on my own. I've seen the world, but I have never been so sure that I want your heart. God, I just wanna be where you are. Where you are. I just wanna be where you are. Oh, where you are. God, I just wanna be where you are.
Welcome to this segment of our show. We're going to interview some young entrepreneur business owners. We're here today with Dom and Sophie, who just happen to be brother and sister and fantastic little entrepreneurs. Welcome. We understand you two are business owners. You want to tell us about your business? Sophie, you want to go first? What is your business?
I babysit.
Babysit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And Dom, what is your business?
I snow shovel and mow lawns.
Snow shovel and mow lawns. And how did you get started in babysitting, Sophie?
I took the babysitter's course, and then I just sort of started out with babysitting like smaller families. And then as I went on, we just sort of got more and more and more and more. And I babysat till like 12 o'clock, I've babysat till 9 o'clock. I babysat different times.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
And how did you find the clients to work with, the families work? Did you just wait for them to call you, or did you call them?
I sort of was asked, and then people just started asking me once I told them I could babysit.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, and Dom, you started with the snow shoveling first?
Yeah.
So how did you get started in that?
We had a silver coin at Destiny, and we had to invest in that. And
How did that work? They gave you a coin.
they gave us a silver coin, yes, and then it's based on the book in the Bible when the three men and the three messengers and then the master, he gives them all money, and one buries it, one invests in it, and the other does whatever he can. And we're trying to be the investor in that, so we invested in it, and that's how I started snow shoveling. And then I wanted to keep my business going, so I did lawn mowing.
And did you take your money from snow shoveling to buy a lawnmower, or how did that work?
We already had a lawnmower, so I just used that one that we had.
Neat. And you made some money,
Yeah.
and you pooled your money together, and what did you buy?
We bought a trampoline.
Right, and you also were able to give some money,
Yeah. Yes.
right? And so you didn't just spend the money from the silver coin.
No.
You first
Yeah.
gave and then spent,
Yes.
right? And okay, that's so exciting to see you guys get started so young. And how old are you now?
I'm 11 and she's 12.
And you started your business when you were
I was 10 and she was
11.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, so it's so exciting. You can start a business anytime. So hear that, kids? You might have something like Dom, where he had a lawnmower on at hand. And so sometimes there's something that God has put in your hands that you can use to start a business. And sometimes you just get asked. And don't be afraid. Don't be scared. You can do it. It's time to start your business. And we're going to start you with your business plan coming up over the next few months. Okay, thanks for joining us here with Dom and Soph and our first Success Builders Kids entrepreneur interview.
Hi kids, today we're going to talk about money and how to multiply what God has given you. Some of you might get money.
Heaven is like a man going off on an extended trip. He called his servants together and delegated responsibilities. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags of gold, to a third 1 bag of gold, depending on their abilities. Then he left. Right off, the first servant went to work and doubled his master's investment. The second, the same. But the man with the single bag of gold dug a hole and carefully buried his master's money. After a long absence, the master of those 3 servants came back and settled up with them. The one given 5 bags of gold showed him how he doubled his investment. His master commended him. "Good work, you did your job well. From now on, be my partner." The servant with the 2 bags of gold showed him how he doubled his master's investment. His master commended him. "Good work, you did your job well. From now on, be my partner." The servant given the 1 bag of gold said, "Master, I know you have high standards and hate careless ways, that you demand the very best and make no allowances for error. I was afraid I might disappoint you, so I found a good hiding place and secured your money. Here it is, safe and sound, down to the last cent." The master was furious. That's a terrible way to live. It's criminal to live cautiously like that. If you knew it was after the best, why did you do less than the least? The least you could have done would have been to invest the sum with the bankers, where at least I would have gotten a little interest. Take the 1 bag of gold and give it to the one who risked the most, and then get rid of this play it safe, who won't go out on a limb. Throw him out into utter darkness.
Whoever takes care of what he or she is given will be given more. What will you do with the gifts and talents that God has given you? You might think you're too young to turn 5 bags of gold into 5 more, but I'm here to say that you're definitely not too young to start multiplying what you've been given. What if you want to start a bracelet business, for example? You take the money that you have at home or make an arrangement with your parents to get paid for chores and then buy the beads to make 100 bracelets. Sell them and turn that into $300. The cost of the beads might be around $50, but that means that you would make a profit of $250. Is that amazing? Then take that money, tithe, start a new business, or continue the same business and multiply your money to 800 or 1,000 or even more. Just imagine what you could do if you start today. The sky is the limit. God is with you. He will help you. You can start now to multiply what you have. What business do you think you can do? What help do you need? You have a very creative mind. What will you do with it? You may have noticed 2 of the servants multiplied what they had, and the 3rd servant dug a hole in the ground and left the gold there. His master said to him, "You wicked, lazy servant. If you're going to do anything with the gold, then at least put it back in the bank to gain some interest." Most people get money and just spend it on things that they want or don't actually need, but you are better than that. You are children who are building God's kingdom, and I believe that you will multiply your money, and then God can say, well done, good and faithful servant. God wants you blessed. He wants to take care of the money and the things that you have here on earth. God wants you to have a return on every investment that you make on earth. So ROI, return on investment. And he wants you to have an EROI, which is eternal return on investment, which means a return on investment that will be with you forever. Either way, he wants you to multiply and grow. Now let's tune in to Professor Roy to help talk more about EROI and ROI.
Welcome. Yes, here we are in this place. This is my place. Thank you. Mustache hair. Sorry. So, here's the thing. My name, Professor Roy. What is your name? Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Okay, so here's what I am going to teach you today. Snappy. Here we go. Keep up. It is called return on investment. Yes. So, return on investment means when you take something, you invest it into something. Say something, and then you get back something. Does it make sense? Yes. No. Okay. So, how do I explain this? Says, Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's say you have $600. Dollars is good. Yes. So you have $600. You take this $600. This is a lot of dollars. Yes. It's a lot of dollars. That's a lot of dollars. So you take your dollars and you invest it in candy. That's a lot of candy. I like candy a lot, and that's a lot of candy. Can you imagine? You'd have mountains of candy. Yes. Yes, all the candies. And then you could eat all of the candies. You take the candies and you eat them and you eat them and you eat the candies, and then you get this little brain buzz and then you crash because sugar is not very good for you. Anyway, so your return on that investment is nothing. Maybe some cavities. It's not a good idea. Do not put your monies on the candies and eat the candies. It's not good for you. Make you feel bad. That makes sense. Zero return on investment if you buy the candies, eat the candies, no candies. So you have no candies, you have no money. Zero return on investment. So here's the thing. Now, let's say this guy, he starts himself with a coin. Yes, he's got like the coin and it's worth like $25. So he takes this coin, he gets the monies, he gets the $25. Now he's got the $25. He takes the dollars and he buys himself, he invests this, his $25, he invests this into the shovel. He takes a shovel, he goes to the door, he says, knock, knock, here I am, I have a shovel, I do this snow time on the driveway shovel. And they say, oh, I don't like the snow on my driveway, sure, shovel, shovel. So he take a shovel and he shovel the driveway. He shovel, yes, like this. He gets $1, and he does this many times. And he make himself like $200. So, return on investment. Let's think about this now. He start with $25 on a silver coin. He invests it in a shovel and he's make $200. Your return on investment is... No, forget about the candies. His return on investment is $200. Yes, you have it. Yes. Wonderful. So, return on investment. Now, so that's how it works. Yes, you want good, big return on investment. But now I tell you about the biggest. So, let's say this same man, he buys a coin, he gets a coin, he sells a coin, he gets $25. He buys a shovel, he takes a shovel, he does knock on the door, he says, hello, they say hello, he shoveled the driveway, he make many monies. Then he gets the $200, he takes the $200. What does he do with that money? That's what you want to know? No. He is not going to buy candy, forget it. No candies, no candies. Okay, so, what he does with this money is he give it to the church. And why, you say? Because you are creating eternal return on investment. Yes. Say this man, he gave the $200. The $200 at the church, she gets this, and then the church takes the $200 and they put that money into some like coffee times, maybe like block parties, maybe like just dancing parties, you know, the dances. And then more people, they come. This one guy, so say that guy, he goes there, he says, oh, you come to the church. And then so the one becomes two. And then the man that he invites to the church, he says, oh, that's a good church. I'm going to get more people to the church. One becomes two. Now they both do it again. It's 4 people. 4 people becomes 8 people. 8 people becomes 16. 16 becomes 32. 32 becomes 64.
64 becomes 128. 128 becomes 256. 256 becomes 512. Becomes 1024. Becomes 2048. Becomes
4,000 and more. So that's how it works. It gets snowballing, and there's no end to it. That, my friends, is return on investment. Now you say you do that for like many times, and you got like 6 billion. That's a lot of return on your investment. Eternal return on investment, because the biggest deal is they will save for eternity. You know, it's eternity for this little thing in here. You know how that works. Eternal return on investment. The number one investment, I say, for like all the times. Because it's forever, you know? Eternal.
Okay, kids, today we're going to learn about stock investing. We have a competition coming up in Success Builders Kids where we're going to give you $100 as a group, and you're going to invest it and figure out which team can do the best investing their $100. Very exciting. And so what kind of things can you invest in? Today we're going to learn all about the stock market. What is the stock market? Ever heard about the stock market? And how does it work? So what happens is someone grows a business. Now let's say this stack of blocks represents a business. And what they do is they grow their business and they say, hey, we need more money to keep growing our business. So what they do is they go to the stock market and say, hey, listen, we'd like to sell tiny pieces of our company to other people, and they'll give us money, which will give us money to grow our business more, and they get to own a piece of our company. These pieces of the companies, we call them stock or shares, and you can buy them on a stock market. Many stock markets around the world, and you can list a company on a stock market and get money from people. So, for example, my friend Sophie decides that she wants to participate in my company. Now, Sophie doesn't have a whole company built up. Now, come stand over here with me, Sophie. She doesn't have a whole company built up, but she has enough money to invest a little bit in my company. And so I say, okay, I'm willing to offer my company at $20 per stock. Sophie, does that sound like a good deal?
Yeah.
So she goes on her computer and says, I'm going to buy one stock at $20. So she gives me the $20. Now I don't give her the piece of the company. What we do is we put her name on a certificate that says she owns a piece of the company. We call that a stock certificate. And we hold it, and we know that that piece of the company is Sophie's. And she's given me the $20, so now I have money in my business. And then Dom comes along, and Dom says, okay, I'd like to buy a piece of that company too. Okay, thank you so much, Dom. I take his money, I put a stock certificate in his name, and I register that, and now he owns a piece of my company. Now I take their money, and I, as the owner of the company or person managing the company, often called the CEO, Chief Executive Officer, I go and I build the company further. And we do business and we increase our sales and we're growing and biggering and biggering. And now I'm like, oh, these stocks should be worth more. And Dom and Sophie agree. I've done a good job managing this stock should be worth more. And so in the stock market, you'll see if the value goes up, you'll see the line going up. And all of a sudden the stock is worth more money. Now Abby comes along and she sees this company growing and she goes on the stock market and she decides that she wants to buy this stock from Sophie or Dom. Well, Dom wants to keep his money in. He wants to see where the company goes. But Sophie says, hey, it's gone up in value. I'm ready to sell. So she goes on her computer and says sell. Abby goes on her computer and she says buy. And what happens is I'm no longer involved. Sophie can sell her stock to Abby. So we take Sophie's stock, okay? And we're gonna re-register it in Abby's name. So we do that, now it's Abby's stock. And Abby gives the money to Sophie. Now what did Sophie pay for her stock? She paid $20. But she sells her stock and now it's worth $40. What's her return on investment? She put in 20, takes out 40. Her total return is 40, but what she really made for profit was 20. Puts in 20, gets out 40, so her profit is 20 bucks. So by investing in the stock market, she was able to make money. And so remember, stocks are just little pieces of companies that all together make up the whole value of the company, and anyone can own stock. I started buying stock when I was 10 years old. My brother started when he was 8. My other brother, 10, 12, and 14-year-old, we all started buying stock when we were young. And what this did was it helped us to learn about how to buy companies. Now, does every company go up in value? No, some companies go down in value. So over the next few months, we're gonna teach you how to look for companies that are gonna go up in value. And you can start your own stock portfolio, whether you have $1 or $10 or $100, you can get started buying stock today. So go to your parents and tell them to start you your own stock trading account. And we're gonna start you learning how to buy stock in companies so you can be a world-class investor. Okay, Success Builders kids, go be successful. We'll see you soon. Hey kids, hope you learned so much today about return on investment and eternal return on investment. Thanks for joining us. We're so glad you're here with us.
Make sure you catch our next lesson, Spend It or Grow It. So keep learning, keep growing, keep putting God first, and see you next time.